Moving on, you've probably never heard of it, but just a decade ago, an atomic arms race with Syria was narrowly avoided when Israel destroyed a soon-to-be nuclear reactor deep in the heart of Syrian territory. The Black Op was later named Operation Orchard, and here to relive some of those events is Dr. Martin Sherman, the founder and executive director of the Israel Institute for Strategic Studies. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for inviting me.
All right, so tell us a little bit about Operation Orchard.
Well, in many ways, this is a classic cloak and dagger operation, which could probably fill a number of spy novels, which is basically divided into two sections, the intelligence gathering and the operational strike. And of course, the operational strike is what got the most headlines, but perhaps the most important is the intelligence gathering, which is a remarkable feat. They have to first of all detect it, which is something the Syrians were trying to avoid.
To clearly hide, right. Yeah.
And then not only detect it, but gather enough operational intelligence to, A, convince the decision makers, both in Israel and abroad, that a strike was necessary. And
well, and it clearly was, and there were political risks involved in doing this as well.
Well, there were a number of risks. So first of all, the most basic risk was to the physical safety of the combatants involved. They would either be killed or worse, perhaps captured. They would have probably endangered intelligence sources, intelligence methods, operational methods. And there were, of course, the political risks. If it had failed, or it had been proven that this was a bogus target, I think there would have been terrific reaction.
So here's my question for you. What are the differences on the ground right now between, what took place a decade ago in Syria and future Israeli military actions when it comes to Iran or North Korea?
Well, today it's certainly much more complicated. And the reason that it's much more complicated is because of, to put it charitably, policy failures both in the US and in Israel. I think that the Obama decision to reach a deal with Iran, as it was in 2015, was a tremendous mistake. It enriched the regime economically, it empowered the military, and it entrenched it politically. So without that agreement, I doubt very much whether Iran could be deployed in Syria today, because it was really on the ropes with the economic sanctions. The other policy failure, I think, was an Israeli policy failure in 2006, where the IDF was not given clear an order to capture and destroy Hezbollah in a humiliating defeat, which it could have but didn't. And Hezbollah emerged from that conflict with its status enhanced. And I think what we're seeing now is we're reaping the bitter fruits of those two policy debacles.
All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us, Dr. Sherman. There's so much more that we could talk about this issue, but I'm hoping we'll have you back soon.
Thank you.